Are you guys ready for another evil AI horror movie? Afraid is coming out this weekend in the United States on August 30th. It was originally scheduled to be released last year on August 25th, and it was originally called They Listen. I think both titles suck. It should be called The Ultra House, since it's pretty much a ripoff of that episode in The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 12. You know, the one with the murderous AI house? It also reminds me of that Disney movie Smart House, except it's a horror smart house. In Afraid, Curtis and his family are selected to test a revolutionary new home device, a digital family assistant called Aya. Taking smart home to the next level, once the unit and all its sensors and cameras are installed in their home, Aya seems to be able to do it all. She learns her family's behaviors and begins to anticipate their needs, and she can make sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. Isn't it funny how in the 90s the filmmakers envisioned AI destroying us by AI taking control of every major nation's nuclear weapons, and then it nukes the entire planet and uses Terminators, wipe out humans? Now filmmakers envision AI destroying us by having AI programs meant to help us around the house that will brainwash our kids and then murder us in our sleep. These are the type of movies where I actually look at the reviews before deciding whether to watch it in theaters or watch the movie when it comes out in streaming. The good thing is the early audience reviews are out for Afraid. Let's take a look at the audience's reactions to the movie. A user named Red writes, "I understand the whole message around the dangerousness of artificial intelligence and the terrifying place it occupies every day in our daily lives. But would it be so hard to add some horror elements to the film just to thrill the audience a little and avoid taking the viewer for an idiot? There's absolutely nothing creepy in the film. I've seen some horror films, and even some of the worst ones can create a feeling of fear. There's nothing here. 1 out of 5. A user named Joe writes, "Scariest scene in the movie was the AI making the kids watch the Emoji Movie. Joe gives the movie 1 out of 5. That's a pretty funny review, Joe. User Jim writes, "The film is far from bad. It is also far from good." Chris Weitz constructs a statement on the omnipresence of technology in our lives by modernizing the episode of The Simpsons with HAL 9000 Pierce Brosnan in the house. The whole thing looks like a boomer's take on modernity and the internet. The film succeeds in horrifying when it's realistic. In short, it's not bad." Jim gives the movie 2.5 out of 5. User Seger writes, "Even if our dependence on AI is addressed, it is still too superficial, and the film does not dare to explore in depth any of the perversions generated by AI. Convincing performances from the cast, they give the movie 3 out of 5. Reviewer CRPLC wrote, "A horror film that just gives you 3 lousy jump scares just for a little jolt, and even the jump scares at the end are so predictable. At the beginning it was going well. The movie had a good atmosphere, which made you feel a little uneasy. But personally, I didn't feel any tension. Everything was too cliche, not particularly interesting." This reviewer gives the movie 2 out of 5. Reviewer Toxic Avenger writes, "I hated 90% of the film, but there were 2 positive points. The ending is nice, and the casting is not bad. But otherwise, the movie might be one of the worst Blumhouse horror movies in recent memory." They give the movie 1.5 out of 5. User DRK92 writes, "It's a film that I had very mixed feelings about, and I think it will not leave an impression on you. The message of the film concerning the arrival and use of AI is very well represented. The acting is overall good, and the sets were really beautiful and well chosen. For those who go to see this film, I hope you enjoy it, and the movie is not scary." Their rating is 2.5 out of 5. Overall, it looks like most reviewers agree that the positive points were that the acting was good and the message about AI is interesting. Most reviewers also seem to agree that the movie is just not scary, especially when it's marketed as a horror movie. Also, it seems like most reviewers rated the movie 1 to 2 out of 5. Afraid might be a movie I'll wait until it comes out to streaming to watch. Sounds like it will have a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to watch it? Let me know in the comments.